everyone, and welcome back. Today we are doing something a little bit different, and we are going back to our old Golgari roots instead of playing the combo version. So I got a couple of comments on the last video which weren't that harsh. It was just they were talking about the deck. But hello, thanks for the comments, thanks for the deck list. We're gonna play their deck. So basically they left a comment in the chat. They said, I've tried the combo version and my win rate with it was 52%, which can technically get you to Mythic because of how the ranked ladder works, but that wasn't good enough for them. They played this variation of it and their win rate went all the way up to like 80%. So, does Vraska suck? Does the Innkeeper talent suck? I don't think the talent sucks, but is playing 4 copies of Vraska that can be really clunky, or an Innkeeper's talent that can be kind of awkward if we don't have anything in play, better than just the mid-range strategy? And that's what we're going to try to figure out today. So basically what we're prioritizing is kind of what Golgari has always prioritized, at least in the past couple of years, being super heavy on 2 mana spells and 3 mana spells and letting the deck curve out itself the rest of the way. So what we're doing is we have Mosswoods for value, we have Deep-Cavern Bats for value, we have Go for the Throats and Cut Downs for our removal, and Tear Asunder as a kind of pick up an everything card where whenever we need it to be 4 mana, it's still good enough and it can still save us. But if we need it to be 2 mana, it's really good. Helps against Boros tokens, helps against kind of the mirror or at least the Innkeeper combo deck, because this can pick those up. But Tear Asunder, I am a huge fan of playing this card right now. Vraska's Contempt in the past was really good at 4 mana. This can either be 2 mana or 4 mana, and I like it a lot. So you're either going to see it here or kind of down here. And then we are just playing arguably the best 3 drops in the game in terms of when it comes to green and black. And that is playing Glissa, the ultimate combat stopper. This card right here just dominates the battlefield anytime it's in play. Sentinel, the Nameless City, is kind of the weird one. We don't see it too often today, so I don't have a ton to say going into it. But Preacher being probably the best 3 drop that I kind of see around. Preacher's just so good at getting you value whenever the board's been knocked down with Lilianas and stuff like that, and making lifelinkers and just being a really good brick wall when you need it to be because of that death touch. Other than that, we have the 2 Hostile Investigators, kind of the discard, the kind of other addition to our 4 mana slot with Sheoldred, and 2 Gix commands kind of to be an overbearing covering that we might need in order to bring us back into a game. So other than that, we're going to go ahead and hop into the games. One final note, I will be in Las Vegas for the Magic Con. I'm actually working the Ultimate Guard booth, which is very interesting. So if I know my channel's not huge, this kind of feels like egotistical of me to say this. Hopefully it doesn't come off that way. But if anybody wants to hang out, play games or something, I'll be there. I'll be at the booth. There's normally a table around the booth. We can always play. Me and a couple of my other friends will be there, so it'll be a good time. If y'all want to come by, hang out, maybe we can. Other than that, it is on October 25th to the 27th. I'll be there either way. So other than that, I hope y'all enjoy, and I'll catch you in the outro. Also, if you want to subscribe, feel free. It's pretty cool too. But let's just go ahead and game. All right, we go first. Hand solid. We'll keep. This hand's actually really, really solid, right? Like turn 1, we cut down what? Monastery Swiss Spear or something. Turn 2, we knight the Dread. Glissa. Sheoldred. All seems good. All seems dandy. Ooh. Interesting. I think because we have the option, we go ahead and just go for maximum damage here. I'll Deep-Cavern Bat if I don't hit the land. I think I just want to go maximum value. I guess I could watch out for Brotherhood End, right? Maybe that's what I worry about. Yeah, I'm a little nervous about it, honestly. Attack. If they remove this during combat, then there's no Brotherhood End. Like, why would they risk it? Let's fire this off. We're missing land. Don't worry. It's fine. At least we'll get to see what they're on and make a little bit more of an informed decision about what we're trying to do here. It's tough and things, and it's dangerous, and that Hydra will kill us. Okay. We'll play land. We'll pass. Ooh, will they play the Hydra? Will. Now, here's the problem, chat. I don't think I can cut it down. But I don't think I can not cut it down. Why does it have vigilance? Because then they play Roxanne. Roxanne can't be like Sheoldred, I guess. I don't know. Cut this thing down. I don't really have a lot to do with it right now. Make your true treasures. They're tapped. I'll play this. I'll play Shelly. You can figure it out from there. I'll hit you. Shelly's like just a devastating card in general. Now they can play Roxanne, which would then require one of their treasures. They go for that. Okay. Play an extra land this turn. That's fine. They hit an extra land. They hit a card that does not benefit from that. Cut down, not great. Hugs is also a 5/5. Interesting. Well, we go to combat because they're going to answer our Sheoldred, of course. And not really looking to answer much else, right? And then with that trade, I just play another Sheoldred. The 4/4 doesn't get it. Roxanne doesn't get it. Sharpshooter, destroy target artifact or enchantment. Roxanne deals 2 to Shelly. I think. No, they're going for maximum prevention here. It seems. Maybe they have another shock. I go here. Okay. You gain the life back. Waste. They have another shock. Do I just allow it? Probably. Because if they attack. The 1. I'm like baffled by the no attack or block. Maybe they have lightning strike, roaming throne, double activation. Name Druid probably. Huh? So yeah. Oh no. Fine. Do you have a way to kill the children? Okay. I like how they conceded mid their combat and then a Sheoldred trigger went on the stack for me drawing a card. Nice. Arena's not broken. I love Arena. Oh, opponent goes first. This is a little slow, but I'm gonna try. Ooh. Tear Asunder should be good. Deep-Cavern Bat, kind of annoying. It's almost like we knew it was coming. But the reason why is because it's very possible that our opponent's playing the combo version where Tear Asunder gets so much value. Unlike to go for the throat here. We'll see what our opponent does. And maybe that's why this decision's taking so long. Because they're like, wait, Tear Asunder blows out my game plan. Go for the throat, kind of annoying because obviously it answers Deep-Cavern Bat. Then for this turn, I'll match. I'll Deep-Cavern Bat. They didn't see it at first. This is all bad. Oh man, they're gonna hit a land, play Liliana and minus, aren't they? Yeah, we're gonna make them use their go for the throat to get rid of this deep. Ah! Same thing, pretty much. Now they can go for the throat my creature, I guess. But it still takes their entire turn, or they draw land, play Lily. All right. Okay. Well, that works. Because pluses in both these situations are really good. And when I play a creature next turn, they'll have to use a minus. So our Liliana will actually be up on tempo. Oh, tap land. Prevail. Probably keep a land on top if they find it. Which means our pluses are still really good here. Cut down can go.
I'm tired of your secrets.
What do you get rid of? Ashiok? I mean, that makes sense. They're like so far away from Ashiok. I'm going to try to play a Preacher. If I play the Deep-Cavern Bat, their cut down's good. And if they play their Lily, they have to minus, and that still puts our Lily up on tempo. And if I find another land, my Tear Asunder can exile their Lily. So it's like kind of this weird thing. Or I can just assault the hand really, really bad. And now they're going to have to keep like the Lily around. But they knew about the Investigator. It's not like it's something they didn't know about. Deep-Cavern Bat probably not going to be worth much after these next couple turns here. Glissa goes. Wow. Hard to keep a hold of a creature with a Go for the Throat and a Liliana on 3. Liliana plussing. I'm going to get rid of Go for the Throat. It's like significantly worse here. Tear Asunder is basically 4 mana, exile anything other than land, of course. Second Glissa, and my Hostile Investigator activates. Oh mama, Hostile Investigator really good. Definitely the mirror breaker when both opponents, like both players, have Liliana. Now they play Liliana the minus, which is definitely not great. If we find land here, we're incredibly happy. For a multitude of reasons.
Off you go.
I mean, I guess I can cycle. Interesting. Interesting indeed. I'll just play this. And then I can... I don't know. I think plussing's still fine. The Deep-Cavern Bat, so we'd have lost our card anyway. And Keeper's Talent. That's not good. Tear Asunder's gone.
You won't be outsmarting me.
That's level 2. Well, we find land, so now we're looking pretty solid. Let's go ahead, start breaking this down. Yes, I'd like to take damage. Please do not tap up. Please do not tap that in a very poor way. Happens. Go ahead and exile. I guess Glissa's the most dangerous creature in there. We hit and we hit. Not really looking to activate these clues. There's plus Lily. Next turn I can ult Lily. Give them a land plus in Keeper's Talent, and we go from there. It's a great draw. I don't get to play it though. Now I just opt to play Deep-Cavern Bat. Look, we maybe see nothing. Vraska, okay. Pretty cool. We go combat. I would have loved to actually plus Lily to take the Vraska away, but sometimes we don't get everything that we ever wanted. And I'll pop this to maybe draw a card. See if we can't hit something good. Alright, cool. And with Liliana ready to all our opponent can see. Okay, cool. Win the game there. Do I play my tap land turn 1? I guess so. Like, we just kind of look for anything other than a land. I know we have a Gix command. It's 5 mana, but most likely we can find another land in between here and there. Fabled Passage. Did I lie? I think I keep Fabled Passage because it deck thins. Like, it pulls out more lands, which means we'll draw more lands. Lizards. Yeah. Okay. Cut down, not necessarily as good as other things are, so we just take the cut down, force them to use the Go for the Throat. Their Go for the Throat being like a better removal spell overall. It gets a little bit worse here. Fine Lasher, land this. Sure. Now I know what their plan is. We find another land, because that's Wizards of the Coast, baby. And then I kind of have to Go for the Throat this right away, because if they deal the damage, they can then curve out the geckos, and we don't want that. We don't need that. We get rid of that right away. Don't really love doing that. But as long as we could bide time until we get to our Gix command and they don't deal damage, hopefully, well, I guess with the sack of that, that's not going to bring in a land untapped, right? So hopefully with our Gix command, we can either grow our Deep-Cavern Bat and then blow up their entire board. This is going to be kind of staggered for a turn. And land galore. My. Oh my. They attack. We pass. Now they're going to get my only removal spell in hand. They're going to realize that I'm pretty much dead in the air. I should have probably blocked with Deep-Cavern Bat so their turn couldn't be near as explosive. Especially considering my hand's dead. Because this now gets rid of my Gix command. But at the same time, if I lose because I don't draw anything other than lands the entire game, then sure. Yep. So we have 4. I'm not going to count Fabled Passage as like 5 because that's not really fair. We have 7 lands out of our top 10. 3 cards that we started the game with, which is fine. Hopefully we can run into something. Apparently it's not fine. I don't know, dude. Wowzers. We are 8 for 12. I guess 7 for 11. Could we pull the land out? Which should technically help our chances of not hitting the land. And there's a Jasper. Yep. Okay. That's what they have in hand, chat. Okay. It's a joke, dude. Watch this hit all non-land spells. Pretty much. I mean, it hit 2 lands off the top and then hit 2 spells. So, or land, yeah, whatever, man. I don't know. They just play literally the best creature against us, which sucks. Thankfully, Sentinel can block everything, kind of. Dude, what? All right, man, you got it, brother. Like, I don't know what to say. Come on, Arena. Like, what are we doing? Oh no, 4 lands, 3 cards. Can't. We have to keep our hand based on whether or not, if we draw 11 lands in a row. Oh no, it begins. Help. This is Boros tokens. Tear Asunder is pretty good, and Sheoldred's pretty solid against it as well, so we're pretty fine. Fire this off. They might go for the Caretaker's talent, which is a little tough if that's what they go for. Could go for Urbax Forge. Okay, sure. Get a free block. They spam the spacebar so fast, hoping that worked. All right, well, if that's the case, I'm going here. I'm playing this. Because Sunfall's an option. We'll pick it up next turn if we can. And let this Sheoldred kind of burn them. And hope this Deep-Cavern Bat picks up their Sunfall. That's what we're hoping, at least. Yep, Caretaker talent. What do I get rid of? This is where it's weird. Do I get rid of the Forge? I think the answer is no. Huh? Sure. I would like to look at your hand first. There's the Sunfall. There's Brotherhood in, which will get the Sunfall back. That's fine. Take care of that. We cut down this. Then I move to combat and I attack for these. Then they get hit for a ton. We just kind of have to hope for non-Sunfall here. Maybe. Maybe opponent. Ooh. So here's the thing, right? I actually think this is a little bit weird. I think I don't, because they're going to combat, it looks like they want to draw a card to try to hit that Sunfall. So we're going to exile the Caretaker's talent in response so they don't get one more draw to hit the Sunfall. Because there's no way, there is no world in which our Boros opponent player there, unless they're Galaxy braining me, or maybe I'm thinking very simplistically, but I don't think there's a world in which with the Sheoldred on board, they try to go to combat to make this token if they need to get a Sunfall, right? Because the problem is they're going to draw, they're going to go to 5, which sucks for them. But if they hit the Sunfall, they're fine. All right, cool. Our opponent keeps their 7. We're going to keep our 7. We talked about a little bit how our hand's a little awkward. All right, Blooming Marsh makes it a lot easier, I think. So now we just automatically start off the Cottage. Maybe they'll play something mono red. Maybe they're Gruul, who really knows. Maybe our cut down's good. Maybe our go for the throat's needed. And then our Glissa can do a lot of combat math for us. Glissa being like the best 1-for-1 combat creature there is. Cut down huge here. Absolutely huge. We cannot allow this to hit. Because if it hits, then we probably get wombo comboed. If I could walk them into it, I would. And what I mean by that, if I could walk them into playing out, I don't remember what the card's called, but it's Burning Tree Emissary. Oh, no! That thing's got menace. I have to go for the throat that. But okay, I don't know what I'm playing against. This is for legendaries, and that card's pretty good. I'd like to remove this. This is 3 mana to give it indestructible, so we're covered. Okay, that's all it took. All right. 4 mana, some cards. If it's mono red, it's mono red, dude. I don't know. I'm sick of them, bro. I don't want to play around them anymore. Player tap land. Oh, I'm not dead. Play land. I'll take their Monstrous Rage if they don't play it here. Like, one reason is just play the Blooming Marsh so they have to worry about cut down, but sure. There's a trample effect gone. Could have shock too, so who knows. Fire off the bat. Seems like shock's available here. Or another pump spell. It could be anything, I guess. Oh, Monstrous Rage is definitely the biggest spell here. Maybe they'll commit. And then our Liliana will be good. I could always go for exile. I don't know. You got it. We hope they double commit. Unless it kills me, then that would suck. So they go for slight damage, which is fine. Alright, Preacher's sick. Why is Preacher sick? Because my Lily minus doesn't, like, technically work that well. Whereas, like, the Preacher blocking does. They're at 2 cards. They'll be up to 3, obviously, on this kind of combat. But Preacher, unless they give it first strike or whatever, is just a great blocker. There's a Scamp. It's never an artifact. I always think it is. They pass. I play land and then I pass. With 1 spell in hand, I almost just want to attack with my Preacher because I'll make a lifelinker. But I have a Tear Asunder and I have a Gix command next turn, so Gix command will blow up their board and then grow Deep-Cavern Bat to the moon. Look, show off, sure. We'll see what they do. Yeah. Okay. Block. Yeah, I mean, I guess we cover everything here, right? Right? They're gonna kill my Deep-Cavern Bat. That's their thing. They're gonna get their Monstrous Rage back. But do I care? I think the answer is like no. No? Honestly, it might even be play land and just plus. We've talked about this in the past, but I'm not even upset about plussing here. I think plussing's actually perfect. We go do double put your spells down.
I'm tired of your secrets.
I don't think so. Sweet. Now I'll play another creature. And on 2 cards, I don't know how I die. They could play the Blazing card, but at the end of the day, I've talked about it in the past. If it takes them hitting the absolute freak top decks to beat me in this spot, I'll take it. Alright, well, I hate to say it, but Alan, you might be right. It's like, so yesterday, actually, weirdly enough, I uploaded the kind of Golgari combo deck, and a couple of the comments, they weren't mean by any stretch, but they were pretty like, I don't really like the combo deck that much, which is interesting to see. Like, honestly, I thought the combo deck was pretty solid, and it's kind of hard to look past that. And that's one of the issues when it comes to playing Magic in general, when a format is quote-unquote solved. That's why the Pro Tour is always fun. And when the Pro Tour cares about Standard, it's always a great time because pros will do anything to win that event. So they're looking at decks that are like viable. They're looking past the decks that are viable and seeing if there isn't something crazy. I mean, if you remember at the Pro Tour, that's when the combo deck came out, the Kami combo with Agatha's Soul Cauldron. That became a deck. the I can't remember the other one that became a deck after that. Oh, the not the World Soul Rage combo that we all know, but there was like a Sultai version where they sacked a ton of stuff and then they brought it all back, and like that deck was doing really well there. So like without that, most decks that kind of come out and are really solid against each other are deemed as a solved deck and at the meta. And with the combo deck, it felt that way almost. It felt like the best thing you could be doing in Golgari, but instead we even played against it. We just slap a couple Tear Asunders in the main and then just bully them. Just play better card per card. Because of course they play Vraskas, but Vraskas a lot of times can get clunky. Vraskas aren't always the best thing that you can be doing whenever you draw one. And if you have one in hand, if you draw a second one, you're like, I really need to be answering the board. And that's what this deck tries to do a lot more of, instead of just relying on hopefully the Innkeeper's Talent and Nebraska works. Now, do I think you could play Innkeeper's Talent in a deck like this? Yes. Because one thing the Innkeeper's Talent does do that is a little bit interesting that you kind of have to think about sometimes is it threatens that we're going to combo. So they have to answer it if they have it, and that's one less answer spell for the cards that we're playing. Or it turns Deep-Cavern Bat into a lethal threat. It turns Mosswoods into lethal threats, like way quicker than the 3 damage it provides. And it turns a lot of things into lethal threats, and we have 26 lands, which is a great number of lands. But it just helps make things a lot harder in that regard. So if you could fit them in, maybe. But I do like the way this deck feels. The only card that I didn't really get to see too much of is Sentinel of the Nameless City. This card is really, really good. Vigilance is incredible. Less important now than it was in the past because the Wandering Emperor is not legal. So the fact that your creature's tapped isn't always necessarily like a death sentence in this game anymore. But outside of that, I mean, it felt really good. Al, I think you're on to something. Hope you don't mind me saying your name, but I'm not saying the whole thing, but deck was sick. I enjoyed it. It was super fun. I'm glad to actually play Golgari that's not just combo based and play this like mid-range pile, which is super, super exciting and super fun. So outside of that, if y'all enjoyed the video, I'm happy. If not, let me know why. You know, gotta get better at this thing somehow. But see y'all later. Thanks for watching and goodbye.